worked with Invader in IWA when you guys were on the booking team. Did he ever tell you his version of what happened with Brody?
No, I never, mate. No, I actually was a booker with Brody, as I said, in 83 late 83 to 85. And then I left, and that situation happened 23 years ago, 1988. I was already in WWF when that situation happened. And that was never brought up. But I've seen the Vice and all that show and that, Savio talked about it. My friend from up Portland, Maine, Tony Atlas mentioned it and all that sort of stuff.
Do you think it could have had to do with money that was owed to him? Because we all are aware of the Carlos Colon pace stuff that goes on.
That was part of it, mate. This is third party. I'm quoting third party. Okay? He was owed money. And in 76, when Brody went into New York with Vince Sr., everywhere he went, when he went in, he chopped meat. And you know what I mean? When Brody chopped meat, he chopped meat. His a big boot and that big fist coming down chopping you. And that big boot coming up in your face. He was merciless, but he got over everywhere he went. And he actually worked in Boston against Jose Gonzalez. Invader won there. And he chopped him, he chopped meat there with Invader. And then I heard he was coming back. They owed him big money, and there was talk of him getting, I think they were not going to pay him, but they're going to give him points in the company. You know what I mean? Because they didn't have the money to get out of it, so they're going to give him points in the company. So he was going to make money weekly if the company was doing well.
That makes sense.
So that's what I heard. This was third hand.
Was he a nice guy to you in your dealings with him as a booker?
Yeah, Frank. Yeah, I worked with Frank Travel in Texas. He lived in Brooklyn. I was booking for Joe Blanchard out of San Antonio, and he lived about 20 miles out of town. He had a big home there, and he worked for me a lot. But Frank would do an angle when we worked in the Junction on Monday nights and shot television in a little studio held 400 or 300, and he would do an angle with us, and then he would go and do an angle with Fritz. Fritz's company was World Championship Wrestling. Then he would do an angle in St. Louis. And then he would go up and do an angle for Vern, AWA. And then if ours come up on the same date as they were wanting to book him for the blow-off, he'd go for the biggest money, who would pay off the most.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Support us on patreon.com for $1.99 a month to watch our full shoot interviews ad-free and help our channel grow. Follow us on Twitter at the Hannibal TV for instant updates.